Devotee is the study of science, psychology, physiology, philosophy, etc. helpful for 1. This art of yoga liberation. 2. The intuitive grasp of the unity of the real. Mahasi, very little. Some knowledge is needed for yoga and it may be found in books, but practical application is the thing needed. And personal example, personal touch, and personal instructions are the most helpful aids. As for the other, a person may laboriously convince himself of the truth to be intuited, that is, its function and nature, but the actual intuition is akin to feeling and requires practice and personal contact. Mere book learning is not of any great use. After realization, all intellectual loads are useless burdens and are thrown overboard as jetsam. Jettisoning the ego is necessary and natural. Devotee. How does dream differ from waking? Maharaj. In dreams, one takes on different bodies and they re enter this body when one dreams of sense contacts. Devotee, what is happiness? Is it inhering in the Atman or in the object or in the contact between the subject and the object? But we do not see happiness in our affairs. When does it actually arise? Maharaji, when there is contact of a desirable sort or memory thereof, and when there is freedom from undesirable contacts or memory thereof, we say there is happiness. Such happiness is relative and is better called pleasure. But men want absolute and permanent happiness. This doesn't reside in objects, but in the absolute. It is peace free from pain and pleasure. It is a neutral state. Devotee, in what sense is happiness our real nature? Maharishi, perfect bliss is Brahman. Perfect peace is of the self. That alone exists and is conscious. The same conclusion is arrived at A. Just metaphysically and B. Inferred by Bhakti Marg, path of devotion. We pray to God for bliss and receive it by grace. The bestower of bliss must be bliss itself and also infinite. Therefore, Ishvara is the personal God of infinite power and bliss. Brahman is bliss, impersonal and absolute. The finite egos deriving their source from Brahman and then Ishvara are in the spiritual nature bliss only. Biologically, an organism functions because such functions are attended with happiness. It is pleasure that helps out growth, food, exercise, rest, and gregarious qualities. The psychology and metaphysics of pleasure is perhaps this. Our nature is primarily one, entire, blissful. Take this as a probable hypothesis. Creation is by the entire Godhead breaking into God and nature, Maya or Prakriti. This Maya is of two parts, Para, the supporting essence, and Apara, the five elements, mind, intellect, and ego, eightfold. Ego's perfection is suddenly broken at a point, and a want is felt giving rise to a desire to get something or do something. When that want is cured by the fulfillment of that desire, the ego is happy and the original perfection is restored. Therefore, happiness may be said to be our natural condition or nature. Pleasure and pain are relative and refer to our finite state, with progress by satisfaction of want. If relative progress is stopped and the soul merges into Brahman, of the nature of perfect peace, that soul ceases to have relative temporary pleasure and enjoys perfect peace, bliss. Hence, self realization is bliss. It is realizing the self as a limitless spiritual eye, Gyan Drishti, and not clairvoyance. It is the highest self surrender, samsara. The word cycle is sorrow.